You're listening to the International Moving Podcast, your guide to moving to another country, brought to you by SDC International Shipping, LA's finest. An international move is exciting. It's a time to start over, establish a new business maybe, reestablish family ties, or retire where your budget will do more for you. Please enjoy today's episode, and if you have any questions about your international move, give us a call at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Jim for SDC International Shipping. You are listening to the International Moving Podcast, your guide to living in another country. And as always, thanks for joining me for today's podcast episode. Today we're going to talk a little bit about moving to the UK, moving to England more specifically. And, people ask from time to time, what's the difference between England, the UK, Britain, Great Britain, and so on? And I think the best explanation I found for it, let me pull it up here. I just did a search on this again, and this is pretty concise, but this is how I explain it. The United Kingdom is a sovereign state that includes 4 countries. It includes England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, and it's the official name for the country. Great Britain is an island that contains the countries of England, Scotland, and Wales. Britain is a shortened version of Great Britain and refers to the same island. England is a country that is part of the United Kingdom. It is the largest and most populous country within the UK. So to summarize it, the UK is a sovereign state. Great Britain, or Britain, is the island, and England is the country within the UK. So the key differences are that the UK is a political entity, while Great Britain and Britain is a geographical term, and England is one of the countries that make up the UK. Today we're going to talk a little bit about moving to England. We'll talk about some of the more popular expat locations in the UK. We'll look at places like London, Manchester, Edinburgh, Bristol, Leeds. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Now, it's also, I think, important to note that of all of the countries that SDC International Shipping moves clients to, the UK has to be number 1 all the way at the top of the list. And I think there's reasons for that. I think the connection between countries like England, Canada, the United States, I think it's a lot closer than people realize. People from the US regularly travel to the UK, and people from the UK regularly travel to the United States. Many have family in both countries, and as a result, travel back and forth between both countries. I've known people that have spent the majority of their lives in England, part of the UK, and then spend their retirement years here in the United States. I've even seen it happen vice versa. And so, especially if you're living in a state like a California or Florida or even New York, the more populated places where you see a lot of people from other countries coming in. And so England is like I say, it's a popular country for many reasons. We could start by looking at London, which is kind of like the equivalent of our New York City here in the United States, or maybe LA, depends which one you want. But London is a huge metropolis, and it has many job opportunities, I think, depending on whatever it is that you do. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy to get a job in London. It probably isn't. But I'm just saying, for a city its size, I think it has something for just about everyone. It's known for having a vibrant culture. It is not cheap to live in London, and as a result, the average salary is higher there than in other places. Does it balance out? I don't know. I've wanted to ask people in New York that same question. It's very expensive to live there. Of course, the salaries are higher. Does it balance out? In the few cases that I'm aware of, not all the time. Now, London is also known for having an eclectic food scene, and it's also known for its iconic landmarks like the Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, Overall, London is a melting pot with a lot of things going on. The city has an extensive public transportation system, including the famous, if you've never seen them live, I'm sure you've seen them on the famous double-decker buses and the underground, and that makes getting around a breeze. It also is known for having world-class museums, theaters, parks such as Hyde Park, Regent's Park, and it's just one of the more famous cities in the world. I think about all of the books and things from history having to do with London, and you can see why that it has the reputation it does. Then we can look at a place like Manchester. Manchester is known for, right now, at least as of this recording, economic opportunities. It has a solid employment rate, affordable housing, and this city blends history with all of the modern conveniences we've come to expect. It's famous for having two of the world's most famous football, or soccer if you're here in America, clubs. That includes Manchester United and Manchester City. I guess soccer's version of the New York Yankees and the New York Mets, two teams in one big city. And the city boasts, in that respect, a very rich sports culture. It's known for having a vibrant music scene, highlighted by the legendary Manchester Arena. It's known for its thriving arts community, making it a designation for those seeking more of a creative and lively type of atmosphere. And then we have Edinburgh. That's another place that's known for its historic charm, as well as its current economic prospects. Edinburgh captivates with its medieval architecture and cultural richness. It's home to the famous Edinburgh Castle and the annual Edinburgh Festival Fringe. And the city offers that blend of history along with our modern culture. The Royal Mile, with its quaint shops and historic buildings, leads to the stunning Holyrood Palace and Arthur's Seat, providing views of the city which are people describe as breathtaking. And it also has a strong emphasis on education and innovation. Edinburgh is a hub for tech startups and creative industries. Next, we have Bristol. Bristol is another hub for startups, and it's known for having its eco-friendly initiatives, quality of life, and from the iconic Clifton Suspension Bridge to the vibrant street art scene in Stokes. Bristol is a city that values creativity and community. Its reputation as a green city is reinforced by numerous parks and initiatives to reduce carbon emissions. The annual Bristol Balloon Fiesta and the Harbourside's SS Great Britain are just a few of the attractions there that make Bristol a unique and inviting place for expats. Next, we have Leeds. Leeds offers a mixture of development and education. Leeds stands out with its vibrant retail options and educational opportunities. As the largest city in West Yorkshire, Leeds is a thriving hub for shopping, dining, and cultural experiences. Its historic Kirkgate Market is one of the largest covered markets in Europe, and it offers a glimpse into the city's past while offering also the modern shopping centers like the Trinity Leeds, catering to the more contemporary type tastes. Has 3 universities and a growing tech sector, so Leeds provides a dynamic environment for expats looking to further their education or their career. Next, we have Liverpool. Again, if you're a football fan, you know the team Liverpool, been around forever, the area is known for its friendly atmosphere, cultural heritage. Liverpool's diverse economy thrives in sectors like health and finance. The city is a UNESCO-listed waterfront, home to the iconic Liver Building, and the Tate Liverpool Art Gallery showcases its maritime history and artistic prowess. You have the Beatles Story Museum and the Cavern Club, those things that pay homage to the city's musical legacy, while the Georgian Quarter and the Baltic Triangle offer like the more trendy bars and restaurants and creative spaces. Liverpool's known for its welcoming spirit and rich history, and that's why it's another compelling choice for expats looking for a vibrant community with a diversity of options available. And next we have Norwich. Norwich is one of those cities that's steeped in history and community spirit. Norwich boasts a well preserved architectural and scenic landscapes. The city's medieval history is evident when you see the impressive cathedral and castle with the charming Elm Hill and Tombland areas. And you can explore the historic streets and buildings in the area. Norwich has a strong sense of community, and that's also reflected in the numerous markets, independent shops, and welcoming neighborhoods. The Norfolk Broads, a network of rivers and lakes, also provide opportunities for outdoor activities, scenic boat rides, and these things also add to Norwich's appeal as a city that seamlessly blends things like heritage along with the modern comforts. We're seeing a lot of this. I think that people today are more apt to hold on to some of the more, I won't say necessarily creative, but certain elements of the past that remind people of the past, positive elements. I think that more and more people are trying to hang on to these, as some of that's been lost, I think, as we approach more of a modern, I guess you would say, look at society where everything begins to look the same. I've even noticed that with the cars here in the United States. If you look at cars as they were produced over the years, the distinctive designs and looks and appeals of certain makes and models through the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, now in the 2020s, and especially now in 2024 as I make this recording, when you drive down the road, more of the vehicles that you see, more than often than not, they look kind of sort of alike, where a Honda sort of looks like a Toyota, which sort of looks like a Chevy, which sort of looks like, I mean, they all kind of look alike. And we see the same thing with housing today. And not that there's anything particularly wrong with it, but when we look at the richness of the details in some of these historic buildings, I don't think we'll ever see that type of architecture again in our lifetimes. It just doesn't seem, maybe it's not practical, maybe it's not affordable, maybe it's not any of those things. But the attention to detail and the creativity that we saw in some of these buildings of the past are just, there's one of those things from the past that people still want to hold on to. I think that might be a good thing. Nothing's wrong with any of the modern things we have, of course, but I think that some of those elements of the past, maybe we're missing a little bit of something by kind of departing from those styles a little bit. So when you're trying to choose the right location in any country, and of course England goes right along with this, if you're moving from a place like California to England, selecting the perfect city to call home is an important decision that you're going to make. And one of the key factors that you need to consider is going to be your lifestyle preferences. So what type of lifestyle do you envision having in a new home? Do you prefer fast-paced urban life? If so, then London is probably going to be more to your liking. Or maybe more relaxed atmosphere of a smaller city like a Norwich. So you have to consider factors such as cultural offerings, outdoor spaces, and community activities that align more or less with your lifestyle. Next, we have to look at work opportunities, because when you research the job market in each of these cities, you have to consider how it aligns with your overall career goals. So cities like Manchester and London have really diverse job markets and opportunities across a variety of industries, whereas right now Bristol or Edinburgh would be more known for their tech startup scenes. So choose a location that not only suits your current career path, but also offers room for growth and advancement. And, of course, cost of living. There's never a conversation in which cost of living doesn't eventually come up. Compare the cost of living in each city, including housing, transportation, and everyday living expenses. So while cities like London may offer higher salaries, they also come with a higher cost of living. So consider how far your budget will stretch in each location and choose a city that allows you to live comfortably within your means. Next, we have community and amenities. You want to evaluate the sense of community in each city and the amenities available to the residents. So, from schools to healthcare facilities to recreational areas, shopping centers, and so on, you want to ensure that the city that you choose can cater to your daily needs and provide a fulfilling lifestyle for both you as well as your family. Next, we have climate and environment. So consider the climate and environment of each city and how it aligns with your preferences. Whether you enjoy the mild climate of southern England or the cooler temperatures of the north, or the coastal breezes in cities like Bristol and Liverpool, choose a location that offers a climate that suits your personal lifestyle and your activities. So by carefully considering these factors, you can make a better decision when choosing the right location in England to start your, let's say, new expat journey. Each city, at the end of the day, offers a unique blend of opportunities as well as lifestyle choices. And in that respect, there really is probably a better fit for you in one of these locations, depending on exactly whatever it is that you're looking for. Now, the moving process with SDC International Shipping to England, as I said, it's a very, very common move, and we have all the details nailed down. It all starts with consultation and planning. You begin your journey by scheduling a consultation with SDC International Shipping. You can start it online. You can get a free estimate. You can call the toll-free number. And then an experienced team will be working with you to understand your moving needs, your timeline, and your budget. And from there, they're going to go ahead and create a tailored plan to ensure a smooth transition for you. Next, we have the packing and preparation. In most cases, you're going to want to say goodbye to the stress of packing. SDC offers professional packing services to carefully wrap and secure all of your belongings for the journey ahead. From fragile items to furniture, your possessions are in safe hands. Next, we have the shipping and logistics. You'll be able to sit back and relax. The logistics will be handled for you, and with their expertise in international movings, you can know that your belongings will be transported efficiently and securely to your new home in England. From customs clearance to the delivery, we manage every step of the process. That's the door-to-door shipping process with SDC International Shipping. And then finally, arrival and settling in. Once your belongings arrive in England, we'll ensure a hassle-free delivery to your new residence. Our team will unpack and set up your items for you, allowing you to focus on settling into your new home, your new surroundings, and beginning your new life as an expat. And also beyond the basic moving services, SDC also offers a range of additional services that will cater to your specific needs. So whether you require temporary storage solutions, whether you require vehicle shipping or pet relocation assistance, we have you covered every step of the way. With SDC International Shipping as your trusted moving partner, you can rest assured that your transition from whether you're leaving from California or New York or Chicago or wherever you are in the country, you can rest assured that your transition to England will be handled with care and professionalism. So go ahead, reach out, contact us today, go online, fill out the free quote form to get started, and I can guarantee you'll be happy that you did. All right, I think that's about it for today's podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll look into some of the specific cities, popular city locations in England. And I think if I ever had to move there myself, one of the places, of course, that has that extra appeal to it is London. I know that for expats coming into the United States, many of them look at places like New York or Los Angeles. It's the same type of thing because these places have been around for so long and they have reputations for famous people starting there, famous businesses starting there, and you kind of feel like you're continuing this historical pattern by being there. But I think at the end of the day, the more I look at it, I think that some of those other places would probably be a better fit for me, that maybe aren't as urbanized, maybe some of the tech startup areas that have less of a hustle and bustle type of fast lifestyle, but more scenic surroundings. I think that would appeal to me a little bit more. For you, it might be different, but anyway, so that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead, share it with a friend, share the link, share it on social media, email it to a friend, whatever works for you. Thanks again for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next week in next week's episode.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for listening. Whether you're relocating within the country or moving to the other side of the world, we're here to help from start to finish. Connect with us today at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962.